Hey folks, welcome to the Dave Englishman Show with your host, me, Dave Englishman. So I wanted to get into a couple of things right off the bat, and what I'd like to show you is a video. It's 2 minutes long, well worth the watch. Pelosi and the Democrats are going to break down their agenda through this crisis, and don't forget, the Democrats will never let a good crisis go to waste. Rahm Emanuel, Obama, Chief of Staff. So, pay attention to this and then we're going to get into a few things.
Do you think that more needs to be done in the next package now that we've seen these appalling, historic unemployment numbers already just today?
Yes. I mean, there's a long list of things. The OSHA, family and medical leave, more broadly interpreted, free testing. The list goes on and on.
Are you taking into consideration green jobs, green infrastructure?
Yes. We need it big, we need it bold, and we need it futuristic, which means green.
I mean, there's a long list of things. Infrastructure, clean water, community health centers. The list goes on and on.
Well, this is the case for universal health care.
We absolutely have to transform our healthcare system.
Absolutely, we see this as an opportunity to reshape the way we do business and how we govern.
Fully paid sick leave for all our workers, student loan forgiveness, cost-free treatment for the COVID-19, whatever the costs are relating to that.
I mean, there's a long list of things. Internet, broadband, the grid. You have to have mobility. We need money for the postal services.
The national minimum wage should be $15, but that's not nearly enough.
The list goes on and on.
A national effort to enlist doctors, nurses, hospital workers of all kinds.
I think the government should step in.
I believe the federal government should take over contracting and acquiring all the medical supplies that we need.
We got to have telehealth. We got to restructure the way we deliver health care. So yes, Jim Clyburn is a restructuring government guy.
I mean, there's a long list of things.
Rent suspensions, payment suspensions, mortgage suspensions, guaranteed housing, expand our public health care systems, drop the Medicare age to 0. Whatever way we can get this done, let's get it done.
The list goes on and on.
So, what I get by that is the Democrats have been willing to basically take any money they asked for. I believe it was an additional $600 billion on top of the $250 that was already allocated. They asked for a total of $600 to be allocated towards medium and small businesses. Well, they don't want to do that because they can't get their pork included in the bill. So my question is, America, the conservatives are asking for a clean bill. A clean bill. Get the money to the businesses before they go bankrupt. You see, it's all great. Everybody says, oh, well, the government's going to, look after these people who are on unemployment. Well, what happens when these businesses fold because their nut was too big to crack at the end of every month? So, at the end of the day, there won't be jobs to go back to, which means that the economy is screwed up. And then the Democrats, just like they did in the fake Russia-gate, Spygate fiasco, just like they did with the Ukrainian phone call, just like they did with the fake impeachment, now they're saying that, on one hand, Trump was racist and closed down all the borders too early. There was no pandemic. There was nothing to worry about. Now they say that he didn't do enough, quick enough, and then they want to know what he knew and when he knew it. It's a scam. They will do anything that they can to lay the blame at Trump's feet, even though they know he's done everything within his power to help America, to get equipment to the states, to do all of these things. And they're not willing to help out medium and small businesses, which are mom and pop in some cases, and keep them afloat. I mean, it wasn't their fault that the economy was shut down. We're on day 26, I believe, today. Day 26 of a federal shutdown of the country. It's like somebody took a key and just turned the car off. We're shut down. We're not moving. We're stagnating. And I'm hearing from people everywhere that they're fed up with the fact that they're stuck at home, that they feel like their rights are being trampled in some cases. So what I wanted to get into is the fact the Democrats seem not to care how many people are actually on unemployment. They don't care. They don't care if business comes back. They don't care if the economy is ruined. They don't care about you, me. They don't care about the people who vote for them and claim that these people are their saviors. What is wrong with those people that they can't see through all of this BS? So if they don't get all of their stuff that they want, green, you notice one of the first things that she says? OSHA. They want to redo the Obama era of red tape and bureaucratic regulation. If they're going to start talking about going down the road of OSHA, it's just more regulations for small business. Basically, are the ones who get most impacted. Small, medium-sized businesses get hammered by OSHA. So they're willing to put more red tape around America, hang out this Band-Aid, right? And then say, oh, but there's hooks to the Band-Aid. Why can't they pass a clean bill? They know America does not want what they're selling. So they're willing to go to any lengths to gain their power back so they can implement what they've wanted all along. We're in lockdown. In a lot of respects, we've lost our First Amendment rights, and I'll explain. So you're allowed to go to Walmart. You're allowed to go to Target. You can go to Stop and Shop, Big Y, Kroger's. You can go anywhere to buy groceries. Most of the pharmacies are open. Walmart's open. Target's open. Home Depot's open. Lowe's are open, right? So you can go into a Lowe's and a Home Depot and you can go grocery shopping and be around people, but you have to be 6 feet apart. But a bunch of people were arrested for going to a church service in a parking lot in their cars. A church service. First Amendment. Where did it go? There was a father. I went looking for the video. I'll find it again. There was a father who was playing t-ball with his daughter. I think she was 6 or 7 years of age. They're in a park. And the video was taken by a former city councilor. And it was taken, it was along the West Coast. And the police came up. They're not wearing masks. They're not wearing gloves. And they arrest him in front of his daughter in the middle of an empty park. Nobody around. The guy who filmed it filmed the whole park. They were the only ones there. A father and a daughter from the same house in a park playing t-ball. And the father got arrested. But the police officers didn't have masks or gloves on, but they arrested him for social distancing violations. How does that work? Our rights are being trampled at the same time that there's 10 million people on unemployment. 10 million people. Do the Democrats give a damn about Americans? they voted no to the remainder of the money until they get what they want. It's sick, it's heinous, and all America should be as pissed off as I am right now. I look at this is a blatant display of anti-Americanism. Meanwhile, can't make this up, Dianne Feinstein wants to give money to Iran to help them out. Last time I checked, we were doing that under the Obama administration. We were giving money to people who hated us before we gave them money and hated us just as much after we gave them money. So let me ask you, why are we giving any money? It'd be like me having an next door neighbor. I'm not saying that I have a neighbor that I hate, I don't. But if I had a next door neighbor and I did not get along with them, that to try to buy them off, if we both hated each other equally, to try to buy him off, I was to pay him every month. So maybe be socially nice to my face, but behind my back, be just as much of a jerk. I mean, that's just an example. It's not real. But why are we doing this as a country? Why are we willing to give money away to somebody who hates us? And meanwhile, the same party is denying American small and medium-sized businesses money to stay afloat, to keep the average blue-collar American employed. They were doing fine. Probably 98% of all of the businesses that are currently shut down and on the verge of bankruptcy were probably all liquid. Meaning they had money. They had money in their business accounts. They were doing good. They probably didn't have a ton of savings as far as the business, but financially they weren't struggling. But when you shut down a business in its entirety, and basically they still have rent to pay, or they have a mortgage to pay, they still have lights, they still have obligations, they still have, if it's a restaurant, they have food bills they have to pay. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But the Democrats are willing to say, you people don't matter, which means they're saying that the average American doesn't matter, because average Americans get jobs in restaurants and small business and in contracting companies and paving company, whatever the case may be. They're closed. They're not generating any revenue. They still have expenses. And if they're a business and it's sole proprietorship, or it's not a business that's failing but they're not doing great, they're probably at home maybe a couple of months that they have solvency in the bank account, and after that their own finances crash. So the country was doing a lot better than it was under Barack Obama. But it wasn't like we've had a decade of growth and of being able to put money away. It's still digging out of the trenches of what we were already in to find ourselves where we are today. And we've got a gang of socialists that are willing to hijack America to get their social programs. It is despicable and disgraceful. I wanted to share that with you. We'll get into some more stuff on another evening. I have some stuff on vaccine. A lot of conspiracy theories floating out there on the web. I did some research. I'm still digging into it. And I'll bring that to light. And there's some new breaking news in the Spygate case with FISA. And also there was a bunch more documents that were released between Page and Strzok. All of this shows that it was a concerted effort from the top to spy on the transition team. But it's real interesting because on Laura Ingram's show the other night, when she interviewed A.G. Barr said that there's indictments coming, and that if you're able to read through what Barr is telling you, he's basically saying to you that people quite high up are going to come down. And I believe one of them, and I think he's going to end up turning on all the rest of his buddies, is Brennan. Brennan and possibly Clapper. They're both idiots. They didn't do a very good job covering their butts. But they're both idiots. And then they also have Comey, who has basically perjured himself. Every time he opens up his mouth, he's lying. I think they're going to pin each one of them, and you're going to see Comey turn on Brennan, Brennan turn on Comey, and then you're going to see Clapper is just going to start blabbing about everything, and it's going to lead even higher. Mark my words. Anyway, we'll get into some more of this stuff on another date. It's been a pleasure having you here. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your stay at home. Make the most of it with your family while you can, and have a happy Easter.